That's going to be the first step. You stop the train, probably a big red button, and you open all of the doors. Hi, welcome back to whatever this is. My name is Kaysa. I'm online, and today I'm going to be telling you what you should do within a zombie apocalypse, specifically pertaining to Train to Busan. Now, I know zombies is not a new concept, and horror level or just apocalyptic level can kind of mesh together, but they technically are two different things. I'm just going to be focusing on Train to Busan because it's just a specific context. The Walking Dead or Zombieland or World War Z or any other zombie movie out there has all these different types of conditions. They're all great and everything. There's different types of zombies out there, and the way the zombie apocalypse tends to happen mostly is by some sort of virus. But I found it interesting that the original definition, but a zombie is a corpse said to be revived by witchcraft, especially in certain African and Caribbean religions, I believe pertaining to voodoo. It is also a tall mixed drink consisting of several kinds of rum, liquor, and fruit juice, just in case you wanted to know. For those who are, legal drinking age, there's not a super lot that you can do when it comes to zombies, especially when you're in a contained environment such as a train. So, Train to Busan, if you don't know, is the storyline is Sokwu, a father with not much time for his daughter, Suwon, are boarding the KTX, a fast train that shall bring them from Seoul to Busan. But during their journey, the apocalypse begins, and most of the Earth's population become flesh-carving zombies. While the KTX is shooting towards Busan, the passengers fight for their families and lives against the zombies and each other. I actually have seen Train to Busan. It was some time ago. I don't remember when. I think it was floating around on Netflix. That's probably the reason why I've actually seen that. And it was a great movie. I loved it. It's a really good movie. And I think at the time I was just into trains, especially because of Snowpiercer. The main thing is that there is not a super lot of things that you can do when you're contained in a train that's moving extremely fast to a whole other city. In the context of the film, you're with at least some sort of family. It is the father and the daughter in this case that are the protagonists of the film, but primarily you're with someone. So I do not want to put any caps on who that someone is, but let's just assume you have a plus one you have to take care of. They have to be a dependent on you somehow, somebody who you have to take into consideration. And I want to make sure that I add that because that is central to the story, but also just adds a little condition because I don't want to just say, you're by yourself on a train and a zombie apocalypse happens, and then you just start throwing everybody else in front of you so while you can escape or just trap yourself in the bathroom. I don't want to leave it like that. My assumption is the goal is that not only you have to protect them, but you must put yourself in a situation to get as far away from the zombies as possible. A lot of the times, the way these zombie outbreaks happen and the way that it falls together, especially within the film itself, is that you'll get individual train cars that will get infected, but it's not entirely the whole train itself, which of course can be an advantage. And the other thing that I want to add to this is that of course there has been some infighting between the people who are trying to survive, also trying to protect their own lives and their own families as well. And usually on trains there's some form of police or law enforcement, so there is a way to get access to some sort of defense. I don't want to say protection, but I'll say defense. There are two major components of this that need to be known. One, the train is still very much moving. So sitting in a single car is probably not going to be to your advantage. That was my first thought. But the problem is that there is no way of telling if the train conductor knows that there's a zombie outbreak happening right now, or if maybe the train conductor is just dead and you're just going real fast to a place and it's not gonna end well. So the goal is that wherever you are in the train, you have to get to the front of the train so you can talk to the conductor or just vet for yourself if the conductor is even alive at that point. So connecting everything together, you have the person that you have as independent, as well as you have to get through to the train all the way to the front and hope that you make it. And there's probably going to be zombies along the way. What you have at disposal is maybe some other passengers who've not been turned, as well as potentially some access to weapons or some sort of defense, like suitcases, and that's about it. You have access to suitcases and you can ruffle through the suitcases to see what happens. There's also the case, if I remember correctly, that majority of trains also have an emergency button somewhere later down the line. Barricade yourself in a safe space where there's the least amount of zombies, most amount of live passengers who have not been bitten, hopefully. We always have a liar somewhere in there. And then try to find that button to stop the train, or get to a room where that they have the speaker that they can connect to the conductor, because every single train has to have some sort of room later, some sort of speaker somewhere where you can press a button and connects to the conductor, because it would be just, not feasible to have to run all the way to the front of the train every single time you have to talk to the conductor or other workers throughout the space. Once you get to that safe space to be able to talk to anybody, you can vet and see for yourself if the conductor is alive or dead. Hopefully the conductor is alive and they respond. If not, the sound that you're making may just attract the zombies to the front in the first place. So I truly believe this is going to be a one-time use. You get one time to try to connect to the conductor and see if they respond. If you do not get a response, assume they are dead. In the event that they are dead, let's say you did manage to survive and barricade the main door, you do have to go out. And the hope is the people and passengers and all of the defense that you have set up will work for the main room. That may also not work. So there's only a couple other things you can do. One, hide the person you're protecting somewhere very safe. It's not going to be very safe, but safe enough that zombies won't notice them. That zombies won't notice them at first, at least. And you're going to have to be both the bait and the barricade at the same time. If you're unable to find the button that actually stops the train for an emergency stop, you're going to have to make your way to the front of the train. And yes, you may die, but that's the only option you actually have. So just, take this all with a, just in case you don't die, do this instead. You're going to make your way to the front of the train, and of course you're going to have to find out whether or not the, conductor is still alive. If not, you're probably going to have to fight the conductor to get out of the room or something like that. There's probably some zombies in there, and you're going to have to figure out either how to stop the train or just slow it down. That's going to be the first step. You stop the train, probably a big red button, and you open all of the doors. Hopefully the person that you're hiding in the back is still quiet and still alive. At that point, you should be able to find some sort of alarm or device. Preferably if you get like some sort of alarm that can be contained right at the beginning of the train, that'd be great, because all the zombies will just go towards that. And you can actually just try to sneak out the side and try to run to the back. Or if you're dealing with a child and you don't trust the child to be able to exit the train on your own, you're going to have to be able to get back onto the roof of the train. So you have to get onto the roof on the train and run all the way back while the alarm is still going. Go all the way back and then retrieve the dependent person you have, and then run away and try to survive the zombie apocalypse. That's what I would do. That's what I would do in the zombie apocalypse. But what are your thoughts? If you were stuck on a train, what is your game plan? What do you want to do to survive? Or are you surviving at all? Are you going to be one of those people that say, hey, I'm just not going to, just bite me now, and I'm just going to hang out as a zombie, I'm over it, I'm not going to try to survive a zombie apocalypse? In the future, I will be making a video of what I would do in a zombie apocalypse, but in this case, I'm saying, what will you do if a bunch of zombies happen on a train and you're stuck? Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one.